right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Drawn Scoop Gaming. It has admittedly been a while. I apologize. Obviously, everyone's got stuff going on, but it's no excuse. We should be on these videos a lot quicker. So thanks for hanging with us. Today, I'm going to be profiling my Mathmech deck. This has been something I've had so much fun playing. It is so powerful. I'm playing the Beastial cards in it, so we'll talk about that. It's really cool synergy with this deck. The Mathmech cards all lock you into Cyberse monsters from the extra deck. And so it actually works really well with the archetype. Part of the main combo line puts a light engrave that isn't something you need engraved like one of these guys. So it makes summoning your bestial monsters with your own stuff on turn one pretty reasonable as well. So really powerful. Let's just hop into it. Let's put this up here. So your Mathmech cards, of course, you're playing 3 circular. This is the new card out of, what is it? Power of the Elements, right? Yeah, so this card is insane. It is Magician Souls for the deck. It sends a Mathmech from your deck, special summons itself. And then as if that isn't enough, when another Mathmech is specialed on the field while this is face up, you can add a Mathmech spell or trap. So just absurd. If this archetype didn't lock you into Cyberse, this would have been like the most expensive super rare in history because it is just so good. So most often you're sending Sigma, which special summons itself, triggers its effect, and really lets you combo off without really needing your normal summon. And so that's really important. As you saw when I had my side deck out, I am playing Lava Golem, so your normal summon is not that important. But it's all because of this card. So you need to be able to get to this card, and we'll get into that later. So to go with that, you're playing 3 Diameter. So Diameter does a few things. Normal summon, it specials a Mathmech from grave. That does come up as part of the combo, but again, you don't necessarily need it. And then it becomes an Omni Negate for the Xyz monster that uses it during the turn it's summoned. So that's part of the combo. If you're not familiar, you're summoning one of your big Xyz monsters during your opponent's turn, using this from your grave, and that gives it an effect. And it doesn't matter whether it's equipped to it or not as an Xyz material, so you can detach it and that monster still has an Omni Negate on that turn. So really powerful. It's also a tuner monster, which does matter. You can search it with Cyberse Wicked, and it's light. So as you'll see, I'm playing Small World, which is just busted in this deck. We'll get into that. But it does, if you open this in Small World, you can end up getting to Circular, searching another one of these. So yeah, really good. Definitely a 3 of. So we'll get into the 2 ofs, 2 Sigma, 2 Subtraction, and 2 Addition. So Subtraction and Addition are just extenders. Really, that's all they're used for. Sigma is a free special summon from hand or graveyard if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone. And so this is what you're sending off of Circular. Really powerful. It does banish when it leaves the field, but typically you're overlaying this and making Alan Burschen. When you detach it as an Xyz monster because it wasn't considered on the field, it doesn't banish itself. So really nice to just have this engraved for follow-up, but a lot of times like that'll get you to where you need to go. Or Sigma and another extender, like this deck is really consistent. Because of stuff like this. So yeah, 2 of all of those, that's all you need. I have tested with like less Subtraction, less Addition. I just, you want to see one of these. It helps you play through interruption, stuff like that. And so I think this is a good ratio without getting too bricky. And so these are fire, and that does matter. But we'll get into that. So 3 Parallel Seas, Exceed. Excellent card. Honestly, the main reason you're playing this is because it is a Small World bridge. Being Cyberse, it's wind, it's level 8, 2000. It does not have a lot in common with any of your other Cyberse monsters. So really any Cyberse and Small World, you're going to bridge through this and it gets you into Circular, which is your 1-card combo. So 3 of these. It's also just a free extender. Going second, that's really powerful. Going first, a lot of times you can... this and like anything you can just link, any level 4 or lower Cyberse monster that you can just link off is also essentially full combo because you can make Alan Burschen with this. They become level 4s. So yeah, really, really good card. And again, level 8, remember that because it matters. So All right, oops, dropping cards. Sorry about that. Let's get into this. So here is the Beastial package. So 3 Lubellion. I was fortunate enough to pull 2 of these, so made playing this really, really easy. These are really expensive. Expensive for a reason. It's really, really good. So it's level 8, and that matters. Again, it's a bridge. It's a small world bridge. It's light. It's level 8. It has, being light means it's something in common with circular, with diameter, stuff like that. Also, you can open this. You can go into parallel exceed because they're both level 8, and then search anything you want. So plenty of ways to bridge through this. And then also you can search it going back the other way, right? Because you can go Cyburst into parallel exceed, and then this and parallel exceed are both level 8, and that's all they have in common. So if you open circular or like signet mining or a way to get to your starter, you have the luxury of searching this then off the small world or something like that. So really, really good in this deck. The best rest of the Beastial, 3 Magnemite and 1 Durasworm. Honestly, all you need. They're DD Crows. They're really, really, really good in this format. And so I'll show you the basic combo line, which is basically Lubellion or any way to get to it in circular. Really just, you end on such a powerful board. And at the end of the day, this in the trap is a disruption, but if for some reason they out the trap, you don't have to do anything because this is a free body on board for IP. And you literally just link it off. So really cool. These cards are expensive and, played often for a reason. They're really, really good. So really cool to play it in this deck though. Like I said, nothing conflicts because you're not going in the extra deck with these. So you can play under that Cyberse lock and it literally doesn't make a difference. So just because of the format, I'm playing DD Crow. This is local specific. So, keep that in mind if you want to play something else. Ash Blossom, Ghost Spell is really good right now. Plenty of stuff like that. You could also play Gamma is really good. Obviously, that's always, the card is always, seems to be underappreciated almost, but same with DD Crow. This is just generically good right now because of the format. It hits a lot of stuff. I do really like this right now over something like Ghost Spell because I was playing Ghost Spell and people were just chain blocking everything that I wanted to hit. It goes all the way back to branded format. When they're sending Tragedy off of branded fusion and then they're chain blocking their Lubellion, and this stops, I guess this wouldn't stop Lubellion, but this stops plays like that. Whereas Ghost Spell, it misses timing. So this is really good. And of course, it's a bit redundant with the Bestial cards, but they're good for a reason. So seeing more of this, and also not once per turn. So yeah, really enjoy that. Works for my format. 3 Signet Mining, pretty self-explanatory, and 3 Small World. I don't know, put it in the comments if you guys want. I can do a video. This is already going to be long. I don't want it to go too long. I can do an extended video with some of the bridges with Small World and some of the combo lines. They should be pretty self-explanatory though. This deck is pretty straightforward and the combo is relatively linear. So yeah, awesome card in here, and I'll put this up here because I will show you guys a couple things that are cool to do with it. Again, Twin Twisters, this is because of the locals I play at. Floodgates are pretty common. There can be only one is pretty common, and this deck just can't deal with that. So I need to play something that lets me deal with that. And also Mystic Mine, also common. So being able to go first and just set one of these, really, it's pretty strong. So yeah, 2 of those, it's perfect. Called by, self-explanatory. Mathmech Equation, and I will just put this out here now, and it's super factorial. So I don't play the other trap card. It is technically a mine out and it's searchable, but it is slow. I like the Twin Twisters. They kind of do the job for me, but it is something to consider. Equation is just, it's a free extender. It's Monster Reborn. It kind of, if you draw it, great. You play through an interruption. Otherwise, going second, you're searching this if you lose the die roll. I win a lot of games going second. This deck is absurd going second, especially with the Beastial package. You're playing so many hand drops, essentially interruptions, that you're going to have an interruption on their turn if you lose the die roll. And then this deck just makes access code like nobody's business. You can make access code, you search this, you make it without your normal summon. A lot of times you can put them in a position where you force them to use their interaction before you actually, I mean, so early in the combo that they have to use it, and then you've already searched this, and essentially it guarantees that you make access code. So, and that's, you'll see in the extra deck, I'm playing Update Jammer and the transcode talker. So access code is easy to make, and if you make it, you're ending the game because it's double, you know, it's 5,300 attacking twice. It's absurd. So yeah. And then 3 imperm. Again, make this whatever you feel is best in your format for your locals or wherever you're playing. But imperm is just, it is so good. It's such a good card. Not being able to get hit by gamma, called by, stuff like that. There's a lot of decks that lose specifically to imperm because they cannot stop it. And so play this card. And then 1 branded beast. You know, you could play 2. If you hard open this, it is kind of useless. The pop effect on this is not once per turn. The set effect is once per turn. So 2 of these really isn't that bad. You're not gonna have 2 bestial monsters on board to ever use 2. And if you open it, cool. Like, just set it. It just, don't play 2. It's a brick. All right, so let's go into the extra deck. 2 Allen Bershin, and a Laplacian. I've never needed the second one. 2 of these, it does come up because a lot of times what happens, especially in this format, you activate Superfac and they banish or they chain a bestial monster or crow or whatever to one of them. Probably if they know what they're doing, they're hitting diameter because that's the Omni negate. And so you need a second one of these. Otherwise, if you burned these, you can't make this. This is 3. And if you already use this, which you're going to use this first turn all the time, you just lose your Superfac. So you want Allen Bershin. It just gives you a body on board, which does matter because if they force out the Superfactorial and IP is still on board, you want the extra body because why not? So, and again, it forces, you know, Superfac forces an interruption on its own. So yeah, really good. For the links, 1 Link Spider. You can cut this if no one plays Nibiru at your locals. People play Nibiru at my locals. So I play this. Yeah, it helps. So Disciple and Devotee, this is your, you know, both of them are 1 level 4 lower Cybers monsters. So this, like any Cybers monster that you can normal summon. So if they like Ash your circular, you can just normal summon, do this. And then if you have Parallel Xyz, it's full combo, like nothing happened. So yeah, really, really good. Update Jammer, this card is busted. People don't see it coming. Same with Splash Mage. Like I said, you can force out so many interruptions going second that they have to respond to, and typically it's all before you've used your normal summon, and then you just go into Splash Mage, climb, end up doing, you know, transcode and access code OTK. It is too free. IP and Wicked. So Wicked, when something's summoned to a zone it points to, you can banish a Cybers from your grave. Most of the time, you're probably banishing one of these 2. They mean absolutely nothing. Don't banish your level 4 Cybers monsters, your Mathmech monsters. Those are the ones you need engraved to summon off Superfactorial. And so yeah, be careful. Don't make that mistake. But this searches a tuner. So it searches Sigma, it searches diameter for follow-up. If you noticed, I'm not playing, multiplication, Nobla, any of those. I don't play the Synchro monster. Spoiler alert, no Synchro. Because you just don't need it. Like it's good in some formats, and like some decks cannot out that guy in the extra monster zone. It's so win more when access code is your boss monster. It's a Cybers deck. Access code is your boss monster. 1 transcode, Heat Soul. This is really, really good if they interrupt you, because a lot of times, so this locks you in. You cannot summon level 2 or higher, anything higher than level 2 or rank 2 link monsters for the rest of the turn. So if you make this, you're not doing this that turn, which is okay. You're making IP. It's not part of the plan anyways, so totally fine. If they interrupt you and it doesn't make sense to do that. You're not going to end on this in IP or something. Don't go into this. You basically just go into this and try to draw into interruption. So yeah, this is Pot of Greed. Really, really good card. Really good card. So one unicorn off of IP. This is, you know, this off of IP is really, really, really strong. A lot of decks, you know, you can being able to just bounce one card and then send one card off of super factorial. Like that alone is an issue. Plus you have an Omni Negate. Plus a lot of times you have your Beastial stuff. So you just get so many different levels of interaction. It's so free. So yeah, unicorn. So it's really, so, okay, I'm playing access code, self-explanatory. This is the card that you could either cut this, you could make Appaloosa. I've just found that Appaloosa is great. It auto wins a bunch of matchups. But if they have the out, it is absolutely worthless. And you basically just burn all these resources. This is a lot harder for people to deal with if they, you know, they can't droplet this. It negates something coming back from the graveyard. In this format, that's really powerful. So I don't know. And then again, being able to like suck up one of their monsters, that's also really powerful in this format. And it doesn't send it, like against Tier, this doesn't send it. So if they summon Kit Kalos, you can just suck it up and it's not sent by card effect. It's just the summoning mechanic. So I've been playing this instead of Appaloosa. Kind of make that decision for yourself, but that's why I like that and it's been working. All right, let's get into side deck super quick. 3 Lava Golem, absurd. It's level 8, it's fire. So I said, what is it? Subtraction, addition, they're fire. So you can bridge with this, you know, you can do cool stuff with this, but Small World searches this, right? Everything, like if you open a Cyberse, you go into Parallel Seas. Parallel Seas is 8, the only thing it has in common with this. And so you can search this. I do that going second more often than I should. It is so powerful. This is so free in this deck. Like if you can Lava Golem them and that's their interruption and you can also get to circular, that's game. Like you're making access code with, you know, it's the update jammer, attack twice, access code at 5,300. And you're blowing up their board on the way there, that's game. So yeah, Lava Golem, really, really, really good. 2 anti-spell, 2 rivalry. You know, you got to have some floodgates. It's just free wins. Side deck's out of order, sorry. But yeah, really, really good. You know, if you're siding this in, you can reduce the Beastial package if you want, but this is just so free against certain decks that it's really easy to put up. And you can also, if you have this and the Beastial stuff, you just wait to flip it until you use the Beastial pop if you can. And a lot of times they have to burn so many resources just to like get to that point that if they can clear your board, they burn so many resources that this just ends it. And then obviously anti-spell for Runic and Mystic Mine and all that stuff that we all dislike. Since we're on the traps, we'll just go traps evenly. Self-explanatory, really, really good. 3 Lightning Storm, more back row decks. It's, you know, at worst, it just baits an interruption. So really, really good. And then 2 triple tack for going second. It's really good in this format. So yeah. Let's see, I did say I would show a quick combo, and so I'll just show a combo line is what I'll do. Basically what you're doing here, right? And so if this is your hand, I'm trying to think if I need a discard. I don't think I do. So you're obviously going to go circular, and you're going to send Sigma, the free special summon. Specials itself out. Sigma, special summon itself from grave. And then this is going to search, and you're going to search your super factorial. So that's your hand. Let's see, overlay. Sorry, I know the video is long, so I want to kind of go through this quickly. Alimbertion, detach 2, and search a Mathmech monster. So this is where you're going to go diameter in this case. So normal, effective diameter. Doesn't really matter. Special circular. And then this is where let's link. So you're going to go into link disciple and then diameter into link devotee, wherever that is. Let's put my deck where it belongs. How about that? And then effect, so you're going to tribute and you're going to draw a card. So you have a card in hand. And then devotee gives you 2 tokens. So this is your field right now. So from here you can do, kind of whatever you want. So most of the time I'm going to link those 2 off and go into Cyber's Wicked. And then I'm going to take my tokens because it's free, and go into IP. Make sure you're summoning IP to a zone Wicked points to. Wicked effect will activate. This is important here. Banish devotee. You don't want to banish. I guess you could banish Albertian, but I always banish devotee. Do not banish one of these. You need these so that you have 3 to set to target off of super factorial. And Earth doesn't do anything either. This matters, right? You know about the Beastials. You need a light or a dark, so this is your light. Link Disciple is your light. So do not banish it here. Banish devotee. Wicked's going to add. In this case, you can add really any of your tuners, which are Sigma. Go diameter, right? It's when this is normal summoned, it specials 1 from grave, so it's just follow up for next turn. So this is your hand. The 3 cards. You opened that, you opened circular, and then the cards you drew. So, hopefully that's a hand trap, anything like that. And so this is where you're going to use Lubellion's effect. You're going to discard it to add a Beastial, and you're going to add Magnemut. And now effective Magnemut, you're banishing a light. Link Disciple, do not banish Lubellion, you need it engraved. So banish Link Disciple, special Magnemut, activate this effect on summon. Hope you guys can see that. But activate that effect on summon, so you're going to search a dragon during the end phase. And now Lubellion's effect, you're going to tribute this to special summon and then use its effect, and it's going to let you set or place the branded beast from your deck face up. So you're going to set your super factorial, so that's super factorial. Hopefully this is something good, but that's your hand, so you do have follow-up with diameter. And then end phase Magnemut is going to search, which, because these cards aren't already good enough, now you have DD Crow as well, essentially. So that's your hand. You have, 1 interruption, 2 interruptions. It's actually, this is like 2 and 3 interruptions, really, because you're targeting diameter and grave, giving your whatever you summon, whatever exceeds monster you summon, an Omni Negate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. And so IP in this case, you can make Underworld, you can make Unicorn. I guess you could make Heat Soul. I've never made it like that, but you can. So yeah, lots of opportunities. And then Super Fac is going to summon back, summon that, which is going to send a card from a monster, a spell trap, and from their hand. So be careful with this against Tier Element. You're going to trigger everything you send. It's all sent by card effect. So sometimes you don't want to make this. Sometimes you just want to make Halimbertian and then IP it off into something, something big or whatnot. So anyways, that is the deck profile. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, give us a like, subscribe, add your comments down below. We do try to get back to those. Like I said, we all got stuff going on. So we will try to get back to you as soon as we can. We appreciate the support. We are trying to grow this channel as best as we can. And we have a plan to start putting out weekly videos. And so, now that I've said it on video, you got to hold me accountable to it. But we're going to do everything we can to get some content out there and keep bringing this channel to everyone and growing it. And thanks so much for tuning in. Have a good one.